Welcome back to using Mr. Beast for my own personal gain. So, last year, Mr. Beast released Beast Games on Amazon Prime, the most expensive and largest game show in television history. However, reviews were mixed, putting it mildly. Very interesting and fun to watch. Cool plot twists, lol. This is a game of skill, strategy, and luck, but it has a story too as well with player interactions. Heartbreaking. This needs to stop. I forced myself to finish watching season 1. Absolutely appalling. This show blazes a trail of human suffering across 1,000 lives plus their families. It seems to justify itself because one person is a multimillionaire. No. I have watched Mr. Beast videos for a while now, and I think I started watching him when he only had 60 million subs on YouTube. Many of these games these people went through created real mental and emotional trauma. This isn't just, oh sorry, you'll feel better tomorrow stuff. This isn't like losing on Wheel of Fortune. When someone experiences a truly traumatic event, it can physically alter their architecture of the brain. The sympathetic and autonomic nervous system can change how they react. I think Jimmy has outdone himself with this, and I hope he gets the proper recognition for this and popularity that he deserves. 5 out of 5 stars. I hope Mr. Beast's team will rethink this platform before making any more seasons. Surely there are ways to make someone even more entertaining without psychologically brutalizing the contestants. I, for one, will not be watching. Okay, you get the point. Jimmy wanted records, but biggest disappointment was probably not what he was going for. I meant the show, not Jimmy himself. I'm sure Mama Beast is very proud of him. Personally, while I was entertained, the large-scale 100% hindered the show. Games had to be simple so they could be played by a large number of people. You knew very little about the cast, and anyone who did do anything memorable was an immediate target because how dare you get someone eliminated? What do you think you're doing, playing the game? The structure of Beast Games benefited from the lie low and get lucky strategy, which does not make good entertainment. But no matter the critics' opinion, because this is Mr. Beast we're talking about, so this show is gonna make money. I didn't expect there to be a season 2. Not because of any poor performance, but I had the thinking, what were they gonna do with another 500 people? Is it enough to do the same thing again? How many people can you bring in before you draft a psychopath that kills someone because they sabotaged them in a tower building challenge? Like, do you guys remember when that girl left the platform eliminating 100 people for no money because she left too early? I was scared when they let her walk out with everyone she eliminated in case she got smited in the parking lot. All I'm saying is, when someone starts tweaking out because you tricked them in a 1v1, who's gonna protect you? Carl? Fortunately, he's had that same mindset with the players, not the weird side tangent I went on. This time, the format is 100 strong people versus 100 smart people. In Beast Games, strong versus smart. Is that the best name we could have came up with? Like brain versus brawn, matter versus mind, think versus tough, those are all options. So I think Mr. Beast Game Show, where you can win a lot of money, went in the right direction. But can it turn around the show's critics? Like me. That's right, Mr. Beast, you have the time until I learn DaVinci Resolve to impress me. So let's get right into the show.
Mr. B.
Oh shit, it's Mr. Beast! Some little things to know before going into the games. 200 is way better than 500, especially since it was 100 that go into Beast City. Also, putting the names on a uniform is an appreciated touch. I forgot so many names in the first season, and it gives identity to the cast. Originally, I felt Beast Team was going for that Squid Game vibe in season 1, but seeing how that went, aka badly, they distanced themselves from the link with things like names on the contestants, the guard uniforms, and having us theme for the season. The first competition is a qualifying round for Beast City, just like in the first season. It isn't actually between the two groups. The strong fight amongst themselves, and so do the smart. I like the first challenge. Players have to climb down a rope, lift a weight, and stack some blocks when they climb back. Anyone else notice Mr. Beast's weird fascination with blocks, or is it just me? I'll give my credit to the editing here. It had me giggling with the gray filters and such.
I think you're gonna die in this house.
Overall, a good first test for the strong side, considering the first season's challenges were just bribery and sacrificing yourself for the team. But they finish, and now we move on to the smart people, where they have to— oh, I fucking told you about the blocks. Going from the first challenge to a simple memory game is pretty anticlimactic, especially since we're dealing with rocket scientists and a person with 8 college degrees and Harvard research students here. I'm not saying I could have done this, but I did notice that Jimmy didn't repeat any colors without using them all first during the last round. So maybe I am a genius. Some time is spending building alliances and getting to know the cast more, which I know every reality TV show does this, but come on, we're talking about Beast Games here. It does seem like Jimmy is taking criticism and looking to improve the show based on it, so applaudance to him. 6,000. There's a twist at the end of the episode leading to episode 2, where we have returning contestants and I'm indecisive. On the one hand, yeah, we get some interesting contestants that we know already. On the other hand, most of these returning contestants only had 1 or 2 big moments in season 1, so their return isn't as impactful as they think it would be. I was later vindicated when the majority were eliminated by the next challenge. Fuck yeah. This also severed the strong versus smart theming a bit. The show does put the returners in a sort of experience category, but it doesn't work with 10 OGs that quickly dwindle after the second challenge. Maybe they could have done something with this. Do another challenge to dwindle the players more, then introduce the twist of the returning contestants and bring a little more of them so you have free teams of around 20 from each category. Moving on to the competition, the episode has 4 mini challenges to eliminate half the contestants again. Ball, balance, bluff, and oh, what the fuck. Ball is dodgeball, and my personal favorite challenge, thanks to one specific returnee. Balance is a 2-player balance challenge, which is way more boring. Bluff leads to a random draw because everyone is a bunch of snowflakes. And blocks is just a bigger version of every block stacking game you see in every Beast video. But it is the closest to a strong versus smart competition so far. Overall, I was mixed on this episode. It still continues showing us relationships and personalities of the contestants, but the challenges vary heavily in this episode. The small twist with season 1 contestants felt gimmicky considering how many are immediately booted off, many without doing anything. This was something the Beast team should have expected miles away. The third episode finishes up the block challenge. Can't fool me for 1 second, Jimmy. I'm supposed to believe for 1 second my guy can make a 9-foot reach on a flag. He ain't winning. The next challenge is an obstacle course with different rules every round for the 2 competing teams. Interesting concept, but the rounds are just basic team rounds, 1v1, best of 3. Speaking of the final round, I didn't get it. So, the rules were fine. 5 of the 10 people from both teams can pass, and they have jousting sticks to knock each other out. However, there were 2 instances of a stalemate where the 2 paths intersected with one person blocking the other's path to the finish line. And all I'm thinking is, are you stupid? Just wait. The blocker still has to cross too. No one can overtake you. Why are you trying to get past him when you can just do nothing and either the guy in your way turns around and crosses or gets lured to you so you can knock him out? I also love how they took the clip of 2 teammates celebrating and turned it into an epic trailer moment.
And with that, let's play the final round!
This episode also brings the return of the Captain's Bribery Challenge, the first season challenge infamous for seeing 5 people turn down $1 million for people they will never see again. Heartwarming, but also the biggest regret these guys will probably ever have for the rest of their life. So, will we see who presses the button? I don't know yet, because I'm not sure if I'm going to watch episode 4 for the video. Update, I decided to watch episode 4, and good thing I did, because this is the long-anticipated, built-up Beast Games X Survivor collab episode. one of the best and most historic challenge shows of all time, Jeff Probst is sure lucky to be on Beast Games. But first, the captain who pressed the button was JT, which I'm surprised about, but hey, $1 million and I still have a chance to win 5 million more. Problem is, Mr. Beast can call this the biggest collab in the world, but all this really showed was just how Beast Games really has no identity outside of Beast City and Jimmy himself. Well, maybe that and blocks. As soon as Survivor came into play, we started getting mental and physical ability-based challenges, and I don't think that's a coincidence. If one Survivor episode managed to demonstrate the theme of your own show better than you can do in 3 episodes, that's a problem. My only other observation was the final elimination ceremony, where Jimmy and Jeff commentate on what's happening like it's a science experiment.
Now, full transparency, I'm gonna tell her I said that.
It's pretty fun to see their self-interest at play, because they're like, we're not getting an island, but we can at least, effectively eliminate one of these guys.
Well, it's the biggest difference between Survivor that I've seen so far is a jury on Survivor has nothing at stake.
As you can observe, the test subject is looking for the best optimal solution that benefits him most. Hey guys, I'm sure you're cool people, but can you guys not give Squid Game monologues while I'm fighting for my family here? Not much else I can say. It's basically a condensed Survivor season in a single episode for an island the winner will sell by the end of the week. However, there's little character development and no one is truly eliminated, so what's the point? So, good job, Mr. Beast. You turned your most anticipated episode into essentially filler, where the only things that matter were before and after the actual collab. Overall, what do I think of Beast Games Strong vs. Smart so far? Ass! Well, it's an improvement over the first season. I have my nitpicks with the challenges, but compared to season 1, there's more variety, and the contestants have more control in the challenges. We get more time with the contestants, but even though we're down to 20 people after 3 episodes, there are still people I'm seeing for the first time. Like, why did it take me 4 episodes to know a Survivor finalist was competing? Sadly, I think the whole smart versus strong theme gets sidelined pretty quickly. I thought at some point the strong and smart were gonna start competing against each other, you know? Like the title says. I'm not just saying it's a gimmick that just decides who gets onto the show. I'm saying it's a gimmick that also heavily placed to one side. Episode 3 showed that by the end of the mini-challenges, there was an overwhelming number of strong people remaining compared to the smart. And if you think about it, most of the challenges were beneficial to the strong side. After the qualifiers to Beast Cities, the challenges were dodgeball, a balancing game, bluff, stacking blocks, and an obstacle course. Bluff and balance are the only challenges that can favor a smart person, but balance only had 2 to 3 smart people competing, and bluff ended in a random draw for eliminations anyway. Sure, there was some strategy for the obstacle course, waiting for people to fall, for example. But here's the thing. Strong people can think too, which means they can strategize too. There has yet to be a challenge that requires some actual critical thinking. No challenges on riddles, puzzles, trivia. Listen, I'm not asking for these guys to take a college level math exam. I just want a challenge that allows the 100 smart people to demonstrate the fact that they're the 100 smart people. There hasn't been a single challenge where someone has been able to think out of the box and have me go, oh wow, I would have never been able to think that. You see a challenge like dodgeball or an obstacle course race and you think, yes, a strong person could wipe the floor with a smart person there. But can you see a challenge where a smart person has that type of advantage? I don't think so. Maybe in due time I'll be proven wrong, but as a whole, these games went from dear God to it's okay. I still think it'll never become a great game show because it's so keen on trying to be huge with so many contestants and all these twist moments and celebrities and collabs when you just don't need that. Just having interesting rules, fun challenges, some stakes, and good pacing, and boom, you've got Survivor, Hell's Kitchen, greats like that. There's also the uncomfortable vibe of watching hundreds of people compete and fail to get life-changing money, and their failures and breakdowns are filmed for entertainment, but that's just small potatoes, really. But what do you guys make of Beast Game Season 2? Is it your cup of tea or is it a cup of shit? If you guys like what you see, make sure to like and subscribe so I know what the people want. And that's all for me. See you later, contestants.